Today on 2+U Nevada.
We're meeting a lot of people out there that are working, but they just can't afford a place to live.
Learning more about the unhoused population in our community. Today is the point-in-time count. We sit down with the Washoe County Sheriff's Office to learn why it's so important for our community.
And what we're really talking about is increasing their longevity and helping them live healthier lives.
New medical access in our rural communities, the expanding medical practice, ensuring our neighbors get that personal care. Plus,
knowing it was going to be a lot of snow and all that, and just feeling really bad for it, but the public response was outstanding and just made me cry.
The amazing story of survival out of that superstorm that hit New England. How one community came together to save this pup. You're watching 2+U Nevada. It's home.
Put everything back in your house the way you like it.
With community and family. And this really is a family affair. It's local food.
I got garlic in mine, capers.
It's health and wellness. Plus,
we don't have these, and we could be using them.
With plenty of entertainment. 2+U Nevada, brought to you by 911 Restoration. Thank you for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. Today is the point-in-time count here in our community. On this day, from Incline all the way up to the Oregon border, our local officials are responsible for getting a count of every unhoused person. It's also happening in Clark County. Now, you may not know it, but this day is federally mandated in order to get a snapshot for HUD funding. It started locally at 4 this morning and will be wrapping up within this hour. We sat down with Lieutenant Sonia Butler with the Washoe County Sheriff's Office for an in-depth discussion on why it is so important for our community to have this day and what kind of lift it is for our local organizations to make it happen. We have a fantastic show lined up for you. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I am so excited to be joined by my friend, Lieutenant Sonia Butler with the Washoe County Sheriff's Office. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We are so excited to have you here. This is a very important week in Northern Nevada in our community. It's the week when we do what's called the point-in-time count. And Lieutenant Butler, you're in charge of the HOPE team. That's the Homeless Outreach
Proactive
engagement team. And the purpose of this team is to really not penalize our homeless community, our unhoused community, but to help uplift them.
Absolutely. So our goal is to go out into the community. We connect with them at their encampments, and we actually look at what they need to make the steps to reintegrate in society. A lot of times we find out that they have lost their government IDs, birth certificates, social security cards over time. And that is the component, that's that first step into being able to turn in applications for employment or for housing or benefits. So our small team, which is 2 deputies, 1 sergeant, and 2 case managers, go out to these encampments, and we get on a face-to-face level of saying, hey, what is it that you need? What are the hurdles that it's gonna take to get through? And we're here for you to help get through those hurdles. So not only do we figure out what they need, we'll actually set up appointments at the DMV, the Social Security office, and records department to gather those essential items. And then once they have those essential items, we look at what benefits either they already have established or what they might be eligible for. Start turning applications, bringing out applications, paper applications to them, and helping them turn them in. Obviously, transportation's a big hurdle, so a lot of times we'll actually go out there and pick them up and take them to the appointments or turn in the applications and just go through that process. Basically, we try to say, hey, when you're ready, we're ready and we're here for you, and we're going to work with you together to get there. Yeah.
And this team is fairly young, what, 5, 6 years old or thereabouts?
Yes. So the team started in 2021. Okay. At that time, Sparks PD had already started a team, and we started to kind of mirror that program because it's kind of a system that's been in place nationwide in various agencies throughout time. So Shatana Daniels, which started the team, she did a ton of research and found out, what is it that's working, what's not working, and she laid some phenomenal groundwork to move this team forward.
And what was so important in that 2021 era is the unhoused community would see law enforcement and be fearful of them or be afraid that they would get arrested or, trespassed. And it's a different approach, but it's working.
Yes. So our team, the goal is to get out there and build rapport. The thing is we just go out and say, who are you and what do you need? So it's taken some time. Our team actually wears a slightly different uniform than our patrol function so that we're easily identifiable. There's large letters down our sleeve that says Hope and things like that, and then we announce ourselves as Hope. Throughout the years of our team taking this approach, now instead of going to encampments and having people scatter in fear, we actually have them coming out of sagebrush encampments and, hey, I'm right here, I've been waiting for you. So it's actually very rewarding. Yeah.
So in a week like this, the point in time, explain why we do it. It's federally mandated, right?
Yes. So it's federally mandated for HUD funding. A few years ago, the county adopted a data-driven program to address the homelessness in our community called Built for Zero. And it's a proven data-driven program. In that, they have HMIS, which keeps a rolling count. So when individuals are seeking service, are involved in getting help, they're entered into that data. The one slight gap in that is when someone is service resistant or we haven't made contact with them yet, they aren't counted in those numbers. But those numbers actually help carry us through every year because now we have a rolling calendar or rolling months of who's in our system, who's actively participating, who's getting benefits. The point in time is just one single day or night that we go out into the community and try to count every single individual that's unhoused at that moment. So in that system, you'd have to understand it's very labor intensive, and also trying to find everyone in one single moment is kind of complicated. But this year, together with Washoe County and also all the outreach units, we've been meeting and planning and finding hotspots and trying to make sure that we know where everyone's at. So when we go out on Thursday morning, we already kind of have designated areas of known encampments, and then additionally anyone who we come across.
Well, thank you so much for explaining that to us. And for folks at home who might view the unhoused as a problem, explain to them why the Hope team is such an essential component for our community.
So this nationwide has grown over the years due to a lot of financial crisis, meaning that the affordability of a minimum wage job and being able to have somewhere affordable to live has grown greatly. We're meeting a lot of people out there that are working, but they just can't afford a place to live. So they're living in temporary camping trailers and things of that nature. They're trying to put together enough money to possibly transition into something affordable, but there's a pretty good gap between that. So for our team, we partner with a lot of community members, and it is actually growing a lot the last couple years, where we have a lot more outreach services. We have charities like the Salvation Army that has these amazing programs. We have Catholic charities that have amazing programs, and Reno Gospel Mission, where we need more of that transitional housing and that affordability through that transitional housing. Because for a person to transition from having basically absolutely nothing and living barely paycheck to paycheck, it's going to take them 12 to 18 months to save up enough money for their first month's deposit and application fees and background checks and things of that nature. So our team is partnering with a lot of our community members, say like the Reno Housing Authority, and we're saying, okay, let's help them kind of get through some of these hurdles. So we're not doing handouts. We're saying you have to participate and we need your work. But we're also going to kind of help you so it gets a little bit easier.
Well, Lieutenant Butler, thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. Joining us this afternoon with a very important topic, healthcare in our rural communities. We have Jen Garrett, a family nurse practitioner and a mental health nurse practitioner at Pinnacle Primary Care. And Jen, specifically, you work in the Fernley office of Pinnacle.
Absolutely. We have just opened our 7th branch of Pinnacle Medical Group in Fernley. We've celebrated our 5th anniversary of our time supporting medical needs in our communities locally in Northern Nevada. And it's a super exciting time to be part of this organization and part of Pinnacle and able to help the people that we live with, our community.
And the rurals really have, we see the need for healthcare practitioners all over Nevada. Like that's
Absolutely.
A completely different discussion. But seeing you there in Fernley, in the rural community is so important. Talk about the needs of medical help in our rurals.
Absolutely. The needs of our community are great. We know that when we look at the demographics of people in the rural community, we know that there are some differences than our urban counterparts. And because there aren't as many providers, they don't know how to access that healthcare. In healthcare, we tend to talk a lot in a lot of acronyms, and that can be really misleading and very confusing for people.
100%. You guys have a whole different language.
A whole other language. And so what we really want to do is create opportunities and build those relationships so that people trust us to come and talk to us about the things that they need and help them navigate those systems. In many cases, there actually are social programs and systems that are available and present, but people don't know how to get into them and they don't know what questions to ask. So by creating these relationships with our primary care providers, we're really able to teach people to navigate these systems. We're able to help them and get through those things so that we can get them to the health care that they need. And what we're really talking about is increasing their longevity and helping them live healthier lives. But if you don't have a provider, you are less likely to go in and take care of a problem until it's more severe. And so then you end up in the emergency room and with a expensive hospitalization and some long-term effects of those things. So what we at Pinnacle really focus on is managing those chronic conditions and making sure that we're working on prevention so that those healthcare issues don't have to dominate our lives and decrease the quality of life as we age.
And let's delve into that, right? Because having a person that you can go to and speak honestly about, oh, like, I'm feeling it, or whatever issue there is, you need to be 100% honest with your primary care provider.
Absolutely. Especially one of the characteristics of people that live in rural communities is that they really like to tough things out and really be strong. And what we find is that that can lead to them having more significant impacts. You're more likely to die of a cardiac event in a rural community because it isn't caught as fast and because it takes us longer to get to the help that you need to stop that issue. So by really developing these relationships and giving us as your providers the opportunity to stay in touch with your preventative care, we really improve the quality of your life again and hopefully can help you have a healthy older years and spend the time with your grandkids and your great-grandkids instead of worrying about trying to navigate the system then.
And it's so important too, because seeing a primary care provider, then you can refer them to that next step. But a lot of times if people aren't seeing a primary care provider, they're not going to get the expertise later on down the road when it is needed.
No, and we really depend on the United States Task Force for Prevention and the preventative medicine recommendations, and we're going to share those with you. We're going to help you get them, and we're going to help stay on top of those things. And then we are still going to have a lengthy wait before you have to get to that specialist that may be able to help you with the next steps. But if we've already caught it early, then it's it can be less severe down the road. And that's what we're really working on.
Well, Jen, where do people go? How do they get an appointment with you? Where are you located?
We are located at 805 East Main Street in Fernley, and you could call our call center, 775-204-4000. And if we're still in the process of getting all of our credentialing through, it's not my favorite part of all of this, but we're still working on getting all of our credentialing through, and you can actually ask to be placed on a wait list for your specific insurance plan. And if we're not covering it now, I promise they're working on it, and we'll get you in as soon as possible.
Well, Jen, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Hope to see you back. Then we can delve into some of the issues that you're seeing out in Fernley, like how bad's the flu, how bad's the...
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, you're watching 2+ U Nevada. You're watching 2+ U Nevada, and we are talking your home furnishings here at JM Furniture in Carson City. Joining me now, Linda Van Buskirk. And Linda, I cannot get over the amount of selection that you have in your mattress department.
We do. We have a wonderful selection.
It's
Everything
such
from
an important purchase,
high
isn't
end.
it?
Yeah,
Really
it really
important.
is. It is the most important purchase for your home because you spend a third of your life in your bed. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's where you need to be most comfortable.
And one thing, my husband and I made the mistake of purchasing a mattress online, came in a box, and man, now we're sleep divorced. No kidding. He is sleeping downstairs in the basement. I'm sleeping upstairs in the master bedroom because it just doesn't fit both of our desires for a mattress. It's so important to be able to come here. Do you have people like in the movie where people just come and try out mattresses?
All day long. All day long.
And you welcome that, though.
We sure do. We sure do. We want everybody to feel good about the purchase that they make. And the comfort level that they're getting, we want them to have, you know, a wonderful experience here at JM Furniture.
You know, JM Furniture, I'm so impressed. Walking in, this place is huge.
It is, and we get told that every day, that it's very deceiving from the parking lot. We even have an upstairs here, which is, you know, a little unusual for a furniture store.
And you've been in furniture stores, furniture sales for decades.
I have. My family moved us to Lake Tahoe on the South Shore back in 1977 when I was young, and bought a little secondhand furniture store that they quickly grew into a new furniture store. So I've been in the business most of my life, and I just kind of feel now like I've come full circle here. So
because you got out of the furniture sales and out of your family's business and then went off and had your own career and then came back to furniture at JM.
Right.
How long have you been here?
I've been here for a little over 6 years now. Wow. Yeah.
And your clientele runs the gamut. Tell me about the clients that you're serving.
Oh, we serve everything from homeowners, second homeowners, vacation rentals, executives, ranch owners, you name it. You know, we have the nice large gamut here of people that come and shop at JM Furniture, and it's really interesting getting to work with them and discover what their needs are for their home. So it's fun.
And you do have a wide range of styles here. When I walked in, truly impressed where you've got the modern, clean lines to the rustic cabin. Yeah. I mean, all sorts of tastes here to help people furnish homes of all sorts of design.
Right. We try and have a little bit of everything for everyone. and try and make people feel as comfortable as possible when they're in the store. So
Locally owned.
locally owned and operated.
And I can't get over, you ladies have so much fun working on
do.
the floor. You've all been here decades.
Yes.
And then when I walked in, you were teasing your poor HR guy.
Yes. We have a wonderful team here. I love the entire staff here at JM Furniture. They're all very kind, very generous people, very helpful. It's just one large, wonderful family here.
And what is purchasing furniture in Carson City from a locally owned store? What makes that different and an option for people as opposed to a store that's owned by a corporation where people running it aren't necessarily in Nevada?
You know, we are all under the belief here that our return customers enjoy coming back to us. They get to where they trust JM Furniture, knowing that if something goes wrong with something, we're going to take care of it. We have our own dedicated service department here. We have our own delivery teams. We even have a four-wheel drive custom-made delivery truck for those wintry Tahoe deliveries. So
You got me with your service center is here because being able to call and speak to a human, is that what you're promising? Mm-hmm. Hello.
and we come out to you if there's a problem. We don't try and get a customer to bring something back to us. So, yeah.
Well, Linda, where are you guys located?
We are located at 3333 North Carson Street in Carson City, Nevada. Our phone number is 775-883-3333. And our website is jmfurniture.net.
Great job, Linda. Furniture's in her blood, so if you need anything, come on down to JM Furniture and come see Linda. You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and we are at Homegrown Gastropub with Spencer Shea. Spencer, thank you so much for having us here today. Oh my gosh, this place is absolutely gorgeous. You've been here since 2017?
Yeah, since 2017. I started out the food truck. We're at the Eddy, then we're out at Tesla. Did that for about a year, then I ran out of money, so I had to sell the food truck. And so we got into the brick and mortar in 2018, April. So I've been running full steam ever since.
And in these 7 years, I mean, this place is absolutely gorgeous. Talk to me about how you redid this location. And you even worked here when you were a kid.
Yeah, so when I was 19, it used to be soup, and I used to work here, and I was a server, serving tables. I was going to college. Thought I wanted to be a pediatrician, but it didn't work out like that. So I got into the preventative health with the food and the organic ingredients and stuff like that. And yeah, and now here we are.
Okay, so let's dive deeper because I love that you're talking about preventative health. You really want to have this, and you really are farm to table, but you're expanding with your own farm.
Yeah, so I just got some property off Mount Rose Highway. Got 2.5 acres out there. Gonna get some chickens going with some eggs. Also do greenhouses so we can do our microgreens, tomatoes, leafy greens, and kind of see what we can bring to the table from
All right.
farm to fork.
So talking about bringing to the table, thank you guys for coming here. Oh my gosh, bringing us some of your key eats. What do we have?
So here we have the chicken and waffles. This is my kid's favorite. My son, every time we order food from here, he always goes with the chicken and waffles. So we have our house Belgian waffle, which we make all the batter and stuff in-house. We got our buttermilk fried chicken, boneless, skinless, all natural. So we use all natural meats, all natural dairy and cheese and all that kind of stuff. We got our hand-cut fries, all organic, deep fried in rice bran oil.
Sorry, you put food in front of me. I'm going to eat it.
Go for it.
Got to check this out.
With fresh herbs, sea salt. Then over here, this is my go-to usually. I can do the Korean street tacos. We got a slow-cooked braised pork, all natural. With
And
the
you
ginger
make all your
scallion
sauces.
sauce. Yeah, all sauces made from scratch in-house. We got our house kimchi there too. It's made with purple cabbage, carrots, bell pepper, and it's really good. It adds a nice bite with the meat.
I'm very picky about my tacos, just
Yeah.
so you know. So good. You're going to get the real, legit response.
Here we
on
go.
This. All right, here we go.
See what we're talking about.
Oh. That's fantastic.
There we go.
Now
Yep.
you got to keep talking because my mouth's full.
Yeah, I like to do big portions, make sure that everyone's, happy and full. And when you leave here, I want you to be happy. Your stomach to be happy. Best ingredients we could possibly use. And
On the best ingredients, you do buy local. You source local. Tell
Yes.
me what you're using locally.
so our eggs, we use Cool Kids Ranch they're in Spanish Springs. And so it's a family farm, and she has her kids out there helping her, and great thing she has going on out there. We also, we use Tahoe Creamery for our ice cream, and then also our alcohol, we got Revisions, we've got Tentor, we've got Pigeon Head. We use a lot of different local beers and liquors as well. And then also our coffee is made right up the street. We use Midnight Coffee Roasters, all local, all organic. And then also our bread from Beloved's Bread right up the street as well. So our burger buns, all our breads are all organic and local as well. And then sometimes we use different local farms if they have stuff in stock for like our microgreens, our different lettuces and stuff like that. And so that's why I want to start our own farm so we can kind of bring in more of those things locally that are, we can have them all the time.
And we were having a conversation about this farm. I mean, it sounds awesome. So more than 2 acres, and your entire family is going to be living on this compound. Explain. Everyone's going to have their roles?
Yeah, so I've got 3 kids myself, my lady, and also my dad and my sister Nikki and her son. So we're gonna have an 8-bedroom barn dominium, and then gonna do a chicken. So we'll have 100 head of chickens, so we can bring in our own eggs, and then also do a greenhouse so that we can do microgreens, lettuces, tomatoes. We're gonna start with those, and then so I want to try to do aquaponics. So use like the fish and the water goes. It's been you clean the water, but then it goes into the plant beds, and it helps feed and give nutrients to all the plants. So
This sounds so cool. So exciting to have you here. And this is your location, Homegrown Gastropub, but you're right next door. I mean, you've got a familiar last name, Shea, so it's been in the family.
So I bartended at Shea's for about 10 years, saving money up, and that's how I got into the food truck, and kind of just, I saw a vision and then I went with it. Like I said, I used to work here with Soup back in the day. It was very successful here, and so I wanted to put in my own kind of spin on things and add in the all organic ingredients and the preventative health. And my dad's always been big on that kind of stuff growing up too. So I wanted something that I'd feed my family, and I'm proud to serve the community.
I love it. Thank you so much for having us today. I love how you're really bringing this into the family.
Yeah.
So if folks want to come on down, tell them where to come in Midtown.
So we're in the heart of Midtown. There's a big Midtown sign across. That's the first thing I bought when I sold my food truck, actually, was the Welcome to Midtown sign on the side of the building. But yeah, we're right in the heart of Midtown at 719 South Virginia Street. We're right down the street from Soup. They just moved right up the street. There's a few other nice places here as well. So come on down to Midtown and have a good time.
Spencer, you're awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and we are here at Quest Counseling and Consulting. Joining me now, Jillian Anderson and Elia Nelson. Thank you both so much for being here and talking about this very important topic in our community, mental health. And Jillian, please explain to me what Quest does.
Yeah, happily. Quest does a lot of things. So we are a community behavioral health center, which means that we offer so many services. So mental health, substance use support and services, psychiatric services. We offer services for both children and adults. And then we also have our wraparound care, which includes peer support services and basic living skills and psychosocial rehabilitation and targeted case management. Quest really wants to be of service and of use to the people in our community, with being able to meet them where they're at, as well as provide services here at Quest. Oh, and we also offer group support services.
And you don't turn anybody away.
Correct.
That's fantastic. One thing that you mentioned to me before we even started was that you have been here a long time, and then you developed and saw a need for perinatal mental health care. Talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Quest has been around since 2003. I've been with Quest for over 10 years. And what happened was that I got pregnant, and then I was like, oh my gosh, working with moms has always been a passion anyway. And it just really highlighted for me the need in our community for this specialized form of care, which is perinatal mental health.
And Elia, when does a woman come here, and how do you define perinatal?
Perinatal is conception or trying to conceive up to a year postpartum. So if you're trying to have a baby, and it also covers partners. So the whole family is covered under that umbrella of services.
And for many people, especially like I was 39, my son was due on my 39th birthday and 41. So there was obviously a lot of work going into having a family for us. And, some people have it a little bit easier than others in conception alone. And that can be a very stressful time for a couple.
Absolutely.
So talk to me about what you do for services for the partner as well in this process, helping to support a woman who might be having a hard time conceive.
There's a lot of stigma around that. And so it's really important that it gets talked about like in your family and as a couple. And so bringing that conversation to the table, period, is really important. Sometimes it doesn't get shared. They just support you and don't really know what to do. And so there's a lot of stress and anxiety that goes with that. So it's really important to have that conversation up front. And, now that we're out here, men can seek services too. We offer some support services for men who are trying to support their partners. And also, how do I put that? It's a couple support group as well, so that everybody's in it together, because it affects the whole family. So it's really important for everybody to be included.
It really does. And even how to even talk to couples who are trying to conceive and might be having a hard time as well. There's a whole language around that.
Yeah, it can be a pretty lonely time, I think, for a lot of people who are trying to conceive but not able. And so part of what this program does, and we actually recently received a new grant to kind of expand our perinatal program to offer services to the rural communities as well as more urban. And one of the things that Elia and I came up with was not just a support group for the pregnant and parenting and postpartum birthing person, but also their partners. Also adoptive parents, and it kind of really can encompass anybody who's working in that realm.
Trying to get a new member of their family.
Yep, absolutely. And so support groups is one of the things that we're launching. Also screening is really important. And so being able to talk with clients and potential clients about screening for perinatal mental health. So there's a screening that's available. The most common one is called the Edinburgh postnatal screening, depression screening. And it's just 10 questions. And we're really trying to provide education about this as well, because really what we ideally want is OBs and pediatricians and even like daycare providers, anybody who comes in contact with a person in the perinatal period, to be able to be screened for that Edinburgh, to use the Edinburgh because it's just easier.
I'm just going to share a little insight. When I had our daughter, 3 months to the day after returning to work from my maternity leave, I got laid off. No fault of my own. It was a startup life, but I felt so worthless. And I couldn't understand what I did to get laid off. And it really affected me for quite a long time. And I never felt comfortable talking about it. And even going to the doctor's office, they ask you the questions, and I hid the truth. And I just owned that I was worthless for a while. So what do you want to tell moms out there?
Yeah, I think that your experience of worthlessness overall is not uncommon. And a lot of women feel lonely in that. And so really it's 1 in 5 women who experience perinatal mental health, and 1 in 10 partners. And so it's so much more common than really people are aware of. And that's part of what this program is about, is really providing that education that it's not your fault. you don't have to be alone, and there is help with help and treatment. It's actually a very easily treatable diagnosis. And so there's lots of things you can do for treatment as well. There's talk therapy, there's medication, there's support groups, there's so much available.
And you are online?
We are online, yes. So you can find us at Quest Counseling at our website. You can call us anytime.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. You are watching 2+U Nevada. The world's most famous frog is finding a new home. Kermit the Frog traveled cross-country from Hollywood to Atlanta to join the Hollywood of the South skyline. Brian Unger has the story.
We're in a secret location.
It's an undisclosed location. We should say that we're not even allowed to say where we are.
Jewel Nash-Malul, museum director for Center for Puppetry Arts, is giving us the first look at this amphibious icon after his 2,000-mile cross-country journey to Atlanta.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here he is. He's wrapped in a blanket.
Kermit the Frog's journey began atop a spire at what was first the century-old Chaplin studio in Hollywood. When Muppets creator Jim Henson took over the studio in 2000, Kermit towered above the entrance, an enduring symbol of the Muppets' home.
I'm starting to see things that I recognize.
When the studio sold in 2024, the Henson family donated, or bought Kermit a one-way ticket, to Center for Puppetry Arts in Midtown.
And I can probably use his name now.
Oh my gosh.
Kermit the Frog, dressed as Charlie Chaplin.
All 900 pounds of him will soon be permanently installed atop the center, adding to Atlanta's skyline the world's most famous frog.
What's the timeline then for this Kermit?
Beth Chavo is the executive director.
He was a little beat up, so we want to make sure that he's cared for, and we conserve him and give him a little bit of a juju fresh up, and then mount him in the right place on our property, which is still yet to be determined.
So after a few spa treatments, the California sun can be very drying.
How does he look to you?
He actually looks like he's in pretty good shape.
What about his weight?
He weighs 900 pounds.
So he's a little heavy.
Yes.
Kermit will soon be ready for his Atlanta red carpet or green lily pad debut. Brian Unger, CBS News, Atlanta.
Meanwhile, another animal is finding a new home after quite the rescue. A dog in Massachusetts is now safe after spending nearly a week in sub-freezing temperatures and heavy snow. Rondella Richardson reports.
The Needham area dog is finally safe. Found shivering. The dog had been dodging humans full of concern for it for 6 days. It was finally rescued from a backyard on Bess Road.
The deputy fire chief saw the dog, let our animal control officer know.
She had been darting around Dwight Road, the Central Avenue area. The Sunday snowstorm had area residents sick with worry for the dog.
Knowing it was going to be a lot of snow and all that, and just feeling really bad for it, but the public response was outstanding and just made me cry.
Social media posts saying, "This sweet girl is on the road to recovery, and I cannot believe she survived," highlight the shock and relief.
It's doing well. From what I understand, it might have had some frostbite on its paws.
Wherever it hunkered down for the night to brave 2 feet of snow, it worked out well for everyone.
The dog will be okay.
Police believe the dog was just abandoned.
People are struggling, bills are high and everything, and it's unfortunate that that might have been the case, but there's always options to drop a dog off at a local shelter or to a hospital and just say, listen, I can't do it anymore.
Needham police have set up a GoFundMe to help with the dog's medical care. Michigan police are trying to solve the case of a stuffed bear bandit. It's just one of the crazy stories from Patrick Cornell today.
Police in Michigan are searching for the person who pilfered a 6-foot-tall taxidermied black bear, posting this video online showing the alleged stuffed bear bandit in the act, dragging the thing away from someone's porch in the middle of a snowy January night. Authorities hope the bear's eclectic array of accoutrements might help track down the stolen statue, noting it's sporting a fake sheriff's badge, ring, watch, and necklace. They've taken to social media asking anyone who might see the bear or know the suspect to contact state police. While some Michigan troopers are trying to track down the bear, others are hoofing it in hot pursuit of a loose miniature donkey. Making the joke, so we don't have to, often troopers are dispatched to locations where someone is acting like an, well, you know. They say Dolly Parton, the mini donkey, not the uber-famous superstar, snuck out of its pasture in Holly Township and went for a jaunt down the road. Troopers managed to get a rope around Dolly and return her to her owners, capping the saga, saying Dolly was a little reluctant to return to her pasture at first, but of course, no one looks forward to their 9 to 5. One final wildlife rescue. A Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep needed help after falling through the ice on the Taylor River in Colorado. Wildlife managers eventually managed to muscle the stuck ewe from its ice trap, then immediately went to work warming it up. And this one has a happy ending. After a night of observation, the team decided the sheep was healthy enough to return to the wild, driving her back to an area near her herd where they watched her bolt back to her home in the mountains. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Are you a business or nonprofit and want to be featured on 2+U Nevada? Have a Mom-to-Mom Monday, a Tried It Tuesday, or even a cute pic you just want to show us? The whole point of 2+U Nevada is the plus you. You can send us your content by visiting our website. Head to 2news.com and click on 2+U Nevada, or you can email us at 2+UNevada@ktvn.com. A look at some of the fun you need to be aware of this weekend. Remember the 30th annual Brouhaha? You saw the preview right here on 2+U Nevada. Taste more than 100 brews and spirits from the best regional breweries and distilleries. This is a fundraiser for Sierra Arts Foundation. It's this Saturday from 8 to 11 at night at the Nugget. You can find ticket information at sierraarts.org. The Nevada State Museum is hosting a new series every Saturday in January. You can watch your commemorative U.S. Capitol Christmas tree medallion be minted right in front of you. They are minted on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 3. You can purchase medallions made in front of your eyes on these Saturdays or already minted medallions any time of day at the Carson City Mint. The Washoe County School District is hosting an Education Support Professionals, or ESP, job fair this Saturday at Debbie Smith CTE Academy from 10 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. The district is looking for support staff, including special education and general paraeducators, transportation, nutrition services, and more. Now, you must complete your application before attending. Apply at washoeschools.net/careers. That's it for this edition of 2+U Nevada. Thank you for inviting us into your home this afternoon. We look forward to joining you every weekday at 3 for 2+U Nevada. 2 News Nevada at 4 starts now.